This is not breaking news. This is not a scandal. This is not about one person. What's happening right now in one country is not just a fleeting moment of unrest. It's not an isolated incident. It's a systemic failure that has been brewing for decades, and it's on the verge of a full collapse. The streets are filled with anger. The protests, they're not just a call for change, they're a desperate fight for survival. And it's not a fight against one leader or one group or even one political party. It's the entire structure itself, a structure that has failed so many for so long that it no longer has the ability to hold itself together. The world may not realize it yet, but this is bigger than the headlines. This is a turning point in global history, and it's unfolding right before our eyes. If you're watching this, stay with me, because what happens next could change everything. Now, let's strip away the distractions, the headlines, the individual faces, the names we're used to hearing, because none of that matters anymore. What truly controls the system today is not a leader, not a singular power. It's something far more insidious, an entrenched network of political, economic, and military power that exists to perpetuate itself. A machine so complex and interwoven that no one person can dismantle it. This isn't just about a revolution, it's about the failure of governance itself. About how over time, institutions designed to serve the people have instead twisted themselves into mechanisms of control. Power no longer answers to the people, it answers to the system, which has now become its own master. The question isn't who will step down. The question is, can this system even be stopped before it burns itself to the ground? Let's move forward. You need to see the truth behind this. The danger here isn't loud or immediate, it's quiet, it's slow, and it's already happening. Years of subtle shifts, tiny adjustments that seemed insignificant at the time, have now culminated in a reality most people still can't see. Think back to a time when things seemed more predictable, when you could count on basic economic stability, or when government actions were a reflection of public need. Now, look around. What was once a vibrant society is now teetering on the brink of collapse. Inflation skyrocketed unchecked, the currency weakened, yet the people were told this was just a temporary setback. But here's the truth. This wasn't a series of unfortunate events. This was a slow burn, a deliberate strategy that shifted priorities away from public welfare to maintain the power structure. And now, as it all falls apart, there's no way to put it back together. The damage is done, and it's irreversible. But the real question is what happens when the tipping point arrives? You might be wondering why it's only now, after so many years, that the world is taking notice. The answer is simple. It took something drastic for the truth to break through. Over 500 protesters are dead. But don't be misled. This isn't the story. The deaths, tragic as they are just a symptom of something much worse. The real issue is what's behind the crackdown, the desperate, brutal efforts to maintain control, no matter the cost. And what's being done in response? The government's answer isn't reform. It isn't negotiation. It's violence, mass arrests, internet blackouts, targeting civilians with military precision. The state is using all its power to extinguish the spark of revolt before it spreads further. But here's the thing. When you suppress the truth, you don't bury it. You make it stronger. This is where things start to get dangerously unpredictable. What you're seeing on the surface, the protests, the deaths, the military response, might seem like a simple fight between the people and their government, but it's much deeper than that. This system works by one simple rule: control the resources, control the people. And in Iran, that means controlling the economy. The value of the rial plummeting, inflation hitting record highs, it's not just poor governance. It's an intentional strategy. Who benefits from this? The elites, the oligarchs, those with deep ties to the regime. They've been living in a bubble, untouched by the economic chaos that's ravaging the country. And who absorbs the damage? The common people, the ones whose lives have been sacrificed for the benefit of a few. But here's where it gets more chilling. This isn't an accident. The system was designed this way. And now that it's on the verge of collapse, no one knows how to stop it from unraveling. The clock is ticking. And the question is, who will be left standing when it stops? The situation is escalating faster now. What began as an economic protest, an outcry for survival, has transformed into something much more volatile. The protests have spread from the markets of Tehran to every corner of the country. People aren't just angry anymore, they're desperate. The regime's attempts to placate the masses with empty promises have only made things worse, and now the violence is spilling over. The government's reaction? Brutal crackdowns, mass arrests, and now threats of death penalties. They're trying to crush the will of the people with sheer force. But here's the thing, the harder people push back, and this time, the anger is no longer contained. It's no longer just about a corrupt government, it's about survival. This will not be stopped by force alone. Let me be clear, this isn't just a political crisis. This is personal. Yes, you are feeling the ripple effects of what's happening. These aren't distant headlines or abstract numbers. These are real people, real families who have lost everything. Their homes, their livelihoods, their futures. And now they're forced to make a choice. Stay silent and die slowly, or take to the streets and risk everything. Imagine for a moment living in a country where your currency is worthless, where inflation eats away at every penny, where your government not only ignores your needs but actively oppresses you. This is what people are living through in Iran. They've reached the breaking point. And this isn't just about what the government is doing, it's about what happens when a population loses all hope. Now, think about this. The longer the world waits, the deeper the suffering becomes. And you can't look away anymore. You can't pretend this is someone else's problem. This is no longer just about what's happening within Iran's borders. The repercussions are global, and they're coming fast. As the unrest spreads, it sends shockwaves through the entire Middle East. This is a region already teetering on the edge, with decades of tension simmering just beneath the surface. And now, Iran, a key regional power, is unraveling. Israel watches closely, knowing that a change in Iran's leadership would reshape the balance of power in the region. The U.S. has long sought to weaken the Iranian regime, and now the opportunity is here. But with great power comes great risk. Intervention could ignite a wider regional conflict. What happens in Iran won't stay in Iran. The world is now staring down the barrel of a crisis that could spiral out of control, pulling in global powers and reshaping the entire geopolitical landscape. What's happening there could soon be coming to your doorstep. There are 3 paths ahead of us, and they're all fraught with danger. Asterisk, asterisk, first asterisk, asterisk. There's the path of asterisk, asterisk, adjustment, asterisk, asterisk. It's the hope that the system can make just enough concessions to pacify the people that somehow the regime will find a way to stabilize itself and keep control without further bloodshed. But this is the least likely path. The deeper you dig into the cracks of a broken system, the more they spread. Asterisk, asterisk, second asterisk, asterisk. There's asterisk, asterisk, erosion, asterisk, asterisk. Slowly, over time, the system begins to decay from within. Public trust is shattered, and the machinery of governance breaks down. The state becomes too weak to maintain order, but not weak enough to fall. The people are left in limbo, caught between chaos and control, unsure whether they're waiting for change or simply hoping for survival. Asterisk, asterisk, third asterisk, asterisk. There's asterisk, asterisk, rupture, asterisk, asterisk. The system collapses entirely. What happens when the system you've known for decades crumbles beneath your feet? There's no telling what comes next: anarchy, foreign intervention, or even a power vacuum filled with worse threats. But the moment the regime breaks, there's no going back. The future is uncertain, but the consequences are real. Which path will Iran take? We don't know. But what we do know is that the tipping point is upon us, and the world is watching closely. This is the most critical juncture in Iran's history, and no one, not even the people living through it, can predict what happens next. The choice before the Iranian people is impossible: continue the fight or accept the consequences, and the rest of the world watching from the sidelines must reckon with its own role in this drama. Because the stakes are higher than just a change in government. This is about survival, autonomy, and the future of an entire region. What's clear is this: if the Iranian people can't take back their future, no one will. And the consequences won't just be felt in Tehran, they'll echo across the globe. You can turn away now, but that won't change anything. The truth is out there, and the world needs to wake up before it's too late. Stay tuned. The next chapter is coming, and it's going to be critical.